everybody, just me again, Wayne. Got a comparison video for you today. Now you've seen this guitar in at least one previous video. This is a Monoprice Indio Cali Classic. And as you can see, it's a Stratocaster clone. This is a Glarry. And depending upon which ad you see, this is either a Glarry GST or a Glarry full-sized electric guitar. So, you know. Anyway, it's a Strat clone too, obviously. Now, I suppose this video is in case you're thinking about getting a guitar for modding, or if you're thinking about getting a guitar for someone who wants to learn how to play guitar. Maybe you. So let's talk about both of these, because if you do, for example, an Amazon search for inexpensive electric guitar or something like that, both of these will come up pretty near the top of the search results. As I alluded to just a moment ago, both of these are clones of the Fender Stratocaster. They look exactly like a Stratocaster, except the headstock shape is a little different, because for some reason the shape of the headstock is a much bigger deal in guitar patents or copyrights or what have you than anything else is. I don't know why. But there it is. So, both of these have 22 frets. Each of them has a maple neck and a maple fretboard. Both of them have 3 single coil pickups. They have a standard old-timey sort of non-locking vibrato bridge, which means that each comes with a vibrato arm, a whammy bar, so you can bear down on it and make those kinds of noises. Each of them has the 6 inline tuners on the headstock. These are not locking tuners, they're not branded tuners, they're just generic tuners made by Bob's Mass Tuner Production Factory or something. And let's see, so that's what they have in common. Now, also on both of them, there's a single volume knob, which works, and there are 2 tone controls, which work. One tone controls the middle pickup, and the other tone controls that pickup that's up near the neck, which is called the neck pickup, and there's not a tone knob for the bridge pickup on either of these, as there is not on your standard Fender or Squier Stratocaster. Now, each of these guitars cost right around $100. This one cost $89, and this one cost $110, as I recall. So, they're both right there in that super inexpensive price point. This one is heavier. The Monoprice Indio is 7 pounds, and this Glarry is 5.1 pounds. So I don't know if that's because the body is thicker on the Indio. It doesn't really appear to be, or if there's some different kind of wood in this, or what. But the Indio is substantially heavier, although still not very heavy, but substantially heavier than the Glarry. Oh, the fret ends. The frets are those horizontal bits of metal you see going down the neck. On the Indio, the fret ends are not perfectly smooth by any means, but they're not bad. I don't notice it when I pick it up. The Glarry is a different story. I've even done some work smoothing out the fret ends on this, and they're still pretty damn sharp. I've got more work to do, so it's kind of uncomfortable to play in that respect. Also, I took the Indio out of the box and lowered the strings a little bit, and it plays just fine. That's all it took. And it played all right when I got it out of the box. I just wanted to lower the string action a little bit. The Glarry was a different story. I had to lower the strings, and in fact they're so low that the saddles, that's those individual things there at the bridge that the strings pass over, the saddles for the low E and the high E are literally on the body of the guitar. They can't get any lower. And also, this had a substantial bow, or a back bow, in the neck, so I had to adjust the truss rod. That's an iron rod that's in the neck. You insert an Allen wrench in that hole right there. And I had to do a lot of going back and forth, adjusting the truss rod and tweaking how high the saddles were, and thus and so. And finally, I got this so that the action is comfortably pretty low, so that's great. But there is a little bit of fret rattle, even playing just the cowboy chords, like, your open D and that sort of thing. Now this, you don't hear the fret rattle when it's plugged in, and that is what matters. I mean, after all, It's an electric guitar, but it is there. So these play comparably. This one's a little bit heavier. This one has a little bit of fret rattle. But how do they sound? I don't know. Let's find out. For demonstrating or comparing this guitar, this Monoprice Indio Cali Classic, with the Glarry GST, or the Glarry full-sized electric guitar, I'm going to use this amplifier. This is a Blackstar ID Core 100. My wife and granddaughter got me this one, actually, and it was under $400. It was used, but it sounds just fine. There's just nothing wrong with it at all, just like it came out of the factory package. And let's see, I have this set, as though that really matters, on OD1. That's the overdrive 1 channel. I have the bass and the treble turned all the way up. I have the mids turned all the way down. I have a little bit of delay on this, and I also have a little bit of chorus on it. And the reason that I have a little bit of effect going on is because, well, on amplifiers of this sort of price range, generally you have those, so you can use them. And also, without using any effect, the pickups, it's these things, on this guitar and on the Glarry, they're not very hot. And that hot doesn't mean, ow, shit, burnt my finger. Hot means they don't pick up sound particularly well or particularly strongly. And what that means is that you have to physically play much harder in order to make yourself heard, make the sound go into the pickups and through the cord and out the amplifier. Anyway, let's just run through a couple of things on this guitar, see how they sound, and then we'll run through the same things on the Glarry. have it, our comparison of the Monoprice Indio Cali Classic and the Glarry full-sized electric guitar. Now, if you're buying one of these as a first guitar for somebody or for yourself, I think either one would be fine. Just be aware you might have some work to do on this one, adjusting the neck and the saddles when you get it out of the box. And if you don't know how to play guitar, and so you've never had to do anything like that, that could be problematic. So just be aware of that. Also, the fret ends on this are pretty sharp, so they might be kind of uncomfortable. Now, whether that's just this specific one, or whether that's the case with all of the Glarry full-sized electric guitars, I don't know. Now, if you're buying one of these because you want to mod it up, it doesn't really make a difference because you're going to be changing things around anyway. So, there you go. I hope you found this video helpful. As always, you guys are awesome, and I'll talk to you soon.